Hadn't seen any cool titles for the GameCube in quite some time, until I came across a little-known game called Beautiful Joe. It's your basic side-scrolling beat-em-up with many combos and power-ups, but it looks really sweet.
I used to be a gaming addict. I got my daily logins on a monthly checkoff sheet. I used to wait for hours for that one friend to hurry home so we can play our next rank match with our best chances as a team of weekend warriors. I used to save my resources for when that one exclusive character came out only once a year in the Gacha Machina. I used to walk around like a damn fool, lost in real life, outside, in the public, trying to catch my 4-star shiny Charmander on Community Day. I used every spare, not work or responsibility-filled moment I had not to live my life, but to give my very valuable, very rare resource of time to these never-ending grinds of so-called entertainment. And who wouldn't, right? For some people, sure, they can do that. They can do the balance of work and life and play with spectacular precision. That is not me. I'm old enough to call myself out on things. And one thing that I know too well is I have to see the end of something. It's why I have a very, very hard time investing into things like TV shows that aren't finished yet, or the absolute horror of a cliffhanger ending. It's why I have permanently banned myself from ever playing an MMORPG. I had to be coaxed by not one, but 3 friends and family members to join a team in Overwatch. They even bought me the damn game. My guilt and obligation made me play, and I suffered for a year.
Nerf this!
God! Well, I got a solo!
A year. I don't even like first-person games normally. My eyes have a hard time adjusting to the twitch reflex speeds, and most of my games ended with me having headaches. It's funny. My absolute exhaustion of the hero shooter is what finally brought me to the game that broke this cycle for me. Monster Hunter World. Monster Hunter, for me, was the perfect balance of social and also solo play that I had been looking for years. I became obsessed, and you know what? I ended up playing over 1,000 hours and learned transferable skills to all the other Monster Hunter titles. And I say this because I have tested it. I played the game that was released right before Monster Hunter World for the 3DS, Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate. And this game is so damn good. It got me rethinking about how I approach games as a whole. The best part? One of my main weapons, the Insect Glaive, was here. This means that since I already put in the work previously, I knew exactly what to do. It taught me an important lesson. I learned that I need to look back and find what I actually enjoy playing. And that means looking out to see this amazing worldwide library of completed works that range from masterpieces to absolute pieces of shit that often is hilarious unintentionally. My forgotten love for specifically the PlayStation 2 and GameCube eras of gaming came flooding back to me, and it led me to things like my previous video here with the Teen Titans PS2 game. I worked really hard on it, please watch it, links below. I love creativity and authenticity, and honestly some of the most genuine and amazing gaming experiences came from this era. It was the perfect time when cost and opportunity were balanced in a way that we're able to get some of the most out-of-the-box ideas actually produced into full-fledged titles. And guess what? Everything is complete. No internet required, no updates, no DLC, no hours of waiting to be able to just start to do anything. Just pop in the disc and start. Maybe you were like me, and not only do you remember things like Teen Titans, but you had a childhood with the PS1 or maybe even the Game Boy Advance. As much as gaming is always urging us to move forward, I believe it is just as important to remember and honor its past. And now that I have this channel, I want to tell you about the titles I feel deserve to be seen. So, where do you start? From this massive choice of thousands, you have to pick one place to begin. Then let's go with the one I always test the waters with. Let me ask you a question. What counts as horror? Is the world being plunged into chaos enough? What about being constantly pursued by monsters and demons? What if I told you this game has absolutely everything I just mentioned here, but is absolutely not a horror game? Enter Devil May Cry 3 from 2005 for the PS2 and its absolutely genre-busting protagonist, Dante. This game series is one I have loved since its inception, especially because it takes a world that by all means should be a terrifying place to exist and makes it fun. So what makes this game so great? In truth, and I mean absolutely no exaggeration, everything. Devil May Cry 3's story is one of the best in the entire franchise, and hell, in opinion, gaming in general. In layman's terms, it's an action horror Shakespearean tragedy with a 2000s badass filter and sprinklings of the divine comedy. They introduce one of the best rivalries in fiction. This game also features cinematography done with real motion capture stunt team martial artists that is endlessly rewatchable. Then there's the music. The music is something that has been on my playlist for years. Devils Never Cry, in particular, is a masterpiece of a song that shows Dante's internal struggle with his demon side, and it's a fucking metalcore rock ballad, and it still hits hard. And that's not even talking about the gameplay. The strongest part of this game that was massively influential in not only the action genre, but its combo and free flow gameplay as a whole. This is not a simple hack and slash. Multiple weapons, all with their own moveset, and the best introduction to this series, the style system. You don't play one way in this game, you play as 6. You like focusing on guns? Go Gunslinger and you'll have access to more moves that allow more firepower. Are you more of a melee fighter? Swordmaster unlocks the true potential of every weapon and a wide variety of combos. If you like the dodge and teleport, Trickster is for you. Have you mastered this game and want a new challenge? Then it's time to learn the hardest style of all, Royal Guard. The style that demands learning and perfecting your timing against enemy animations to be able to counter the attack with the highest damage output in the game, but only if you are frame perfect. Did you beat the game? Then you get 2 more styles. Quicksilver, the time-slowing skill, and Doppelganger Shadow style, which doubles every attack, and, in some versions, unlocks 2-player mode. This is done by using this style and having the second controller connected to your console of choice. When the shadow appears on the screen, you simply push the start button on the second controller and ta-da, secret 2-player mode, as long as your Devil Trigger is activated. This makes unlocking the Super Dante costume, a costume that gives you infinite Devil Trigger, a must, as it gives you unlimited time for 2 people to play the game together and experience this whole thing in a brand new way. But do you want to know what the best part is? Learning every single style has the same lasting effect as learning a weapon in Monster Hunter. In Devil May Cry 4 and 5, Dante has the ability to switch between styles with a push of a button. This means that someone that has played Devil May Cry 3 before will be able to take the advantage of the once impossible combos in future games. And it brings me to a compliment I want to give to Capcom specifically. Their remarkable way of rewarding mastery is something to be admired. DMC3 is my favorite game ever. And even though I love DMC5 for many reasons, and I'll get into it someday, 3 is the one that will always come back to and I will always recommend. And writing this has made me realize why Monster Hunter struck such a chord with me. In Monster Hunter, you have these gigantic, terrifying beasts that are absolutely overwhelming the very first time you play. They can even be scary. Until you hit that one crucial moment. The moment when you say, I'm not afraid of you anymore. Bring it on. And then everything shifts. You go from the hunted to the hunter, just like Dante. You take a situation that should by all rights be terrifying, and you make it a challenge that you can beat. Stop accepting the mediocrity that is easily available now. Go looking for the good stuff. We have decades of games and content to look to, and it is ignorant to think that not a single one will appeal to you in some way. So if you can, go to a mom and pop game shop and buy a whole damn system in a game for what the cost of one brand new game is nowadays. Or get your stuff on Steam. Or choose to ignore gaming as a whole. I don't care. I'm not your dad. I'll keep making recommendations amongst the other videos that I have planned. Until then, what is your favorite game title? Retro or otherwise? Comment below and subscribe to tag along. I'll see you next project.
so fun, I'm even willing to let the red tights and pink cape slide. This time, Toonami gives Beautiful Joe for the GameCube an 8 out of 10. Henshin a go-go, baby.